What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. Friday NBA talk with Jay, man. Before we get started, we must hold a moment of silence, man, for all the Pacers bettors, the Hornets bettors like myself. If you had Pacers plus 5.5, Hornets money line -3, uh, Magic money line, the Bulls especially. Um, um, if you had the Kings on the money line, if you had the Blazers, anything more than -3, let's hold a moment of silence, man. Some absolute horrible beats yesterday, man. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen the team come back down from like 16 points with 5 minutes to go. What did the Hawks score? 50 points in the fourth quarter. Never seen things like this, man. I wasn't on the Bulls, but it's just you never really see things like this in the NBA, man. The Thunder plus 5.5. I think they were up 20 points in that game, something of that nature. Was definitely up like 16, 17. Didn't cover the 5.5 spread by a hook, man. Absolutely crazy, man. But on to today, I always just want to tell people, man, like NBA, betting NBA is tough, especially with the 3-point variance these days. I'm watching these games and they're not even cutting to the basket. No one's trying to go for the easy twos. It's all about shooting threes, man. It makes it a lot more difficult to predict the outcomes. Like every game is pretty much a 3-point contest. So I just wanted to let people know that I'm noticing that the NBA is getting harder and harder to bet every single year, my guys. But let's get straight to it here today. I'm not here to waste your time. Have looks on every single game on the card, man. First game up, let's go over to the streets of Orlando in this one. Magic getting 7 at the house versus the New York Knicks in this one. Knicks are obviously coming off a big win on Christmas. It wasn't a huge win because they damn near lost to the Spurs, but we laid the 4.5 with them last game. This was December 15th, so damn near 2 weeks ago in Orlando. They won 100-91 in that one, and the Magic obviously are even in a worse spot in this one. So I mean, this is their 6th straight home game, so they do have that working well for them. But Magic are a good offensive team, man. Great, phenomenal defensive team, phenomenal rebounding team as well. But offensively, relying on Jalen Suggs to give you 30 points a game, or Cole Anthony to come off the bench to give you 30 points a game, it's just not sustainable in my opinion. So Knicks are the only way I could look in this game. You are paying a premium to go with the Knicks here. We know that they're the better team. Magic can ball at the crib, but like I say, coming off pretty much a buzzer beater loss, this team that was like definitely a deflating loss. Be interested to see if the Magic can get back up from them. But this game is all on the Knicks. Can they really assert themselves in this game? Can they do what they do offensively? Can Mikal Bridges replicate what he did on Christmas Day? I believe what cuz go for like 35 what cuz go for he went for 41 points, man. So, I mean, if Mikal Bridges is going to be playing like that, the Knicks will damn near be unstoppable. Brunson, he went for 20 points and went 0 of 5 from 3, 7 for 23 from the field. Bad game from Brunson. Not bad game from Towns, but he got into foul trouble. He wasn't able to really get into a rhythm. He was a -13 on a plus minus and then winning the game by 3. If Mikal Bridges is going to go crazy like that for 41, you can't, there's nothing much you're going to be able to do with the Knicks. You don't know who's going to go off. Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, Carlton Towns, Jalen Brunson as well, man. So they got their bench guys back, McBride, Precious Achua. I'm not betting against the Knicks here. I lean their way. If I'm betting this game, I'm taking Knicks -7. You're paying a little bit of a premium here, but I do think that the Knicks are the much better offensive team in this particular matchup. Also, you never know which Knicks team you're going to get, though, as well. But definitely think that they win this game versus the Orlando Magic. Let's go over to the streets of Boston. This was Celtics laying 12 points at the house versus the Pacers. Celtics are actually in a little funk right now. Tatum's not. Tatum's fucking balling, but the Celtics are actually in a little funk right now. I'm not laying 12 points with this team that's not covered double-digit spreads. I'm not doing it. What are they, 5-11 against the spread this year when laying double digits? I'm not doing it. I know they're at the house. They're off back-to-back losses. They're obviously going to want to come and play, get that bad taste out of their mouth, losing 2 straight games and losing on Christmas Day as well. I'm not surprised. Well, we see the Celtics just kind of sleepwalking through the season, and they're still 22-8. So, am I laying 12 points here? Hell no. It is a back-to-back spot for the Pacers. I'm sure that they're deflated as well, coming off of a tough loss yesterday versus the Thunder, but the Pacers still have history versus the Celtics. They still match up well versus the Celtics team. Remember, Pacers were playing nice, 5-0 straight up and against the spread last 5 before running to the Thunder yesterday. It is obviously a back-to-back. Halliburton is obviously not playing well, but like I say, the Celtics as a whole is just they're not playing like a team that should be laying 12 points, man. To be perfectly honest with you, I'd take the Pacers plus the 12 in this particular game, man. But also Tatum is going crazy. He's building his MVP case. That's something to look out for. Tatum's going fucking crazy right now, but it's not translating to Celtics winning in an absolute blowout, man. So I could not lay 12 with the Celtics right now. Pacers plus the 12, the only way that I could look in this game. Let's go over to the streets of Brooklyn in this one, man. Nets coming off a really lucky win. They will not have many more wins this season. That's something I can definitely guarantee you. So they're obviously without Schroeder. They're without Cam Thomas as well. Then now Ben Simmons is sitting out on the back-to-back. They have definitely owned the Spurs. They've won 7 of the last 9 meetings against the San Antonio Spurs. They're not winning this one. They got a little lucky yesterday versus the Bucks. Bucks sat out Giannis and Dame, thought it was going to be an easy win, or thought that they could win even without their guys. They led the game by double digits. Brook Lopez went crazy. Oh, but guess what? Then the Nets end up coming back to win that one in the fourth quarter. I'm glad that I'm glad that when that shit happens, man, because these players, the teams will decide sit players out like, oh, we can still beat them, and you fuck around and lose straight up, man. I love when that happens. But the Spurs aren't sitting guys here. They're coming for them. You see Wemby starting to play a lot better. I don't like him shooting all those threes. I absolutely hate it. There's no reason why a 7'3" guy, probably one of the tallest guys in the NBA, should be shooting a double-digit number of threes. I don't care. He's making them. That's cool. What the fuck is wrong with basketball? The guy, bro, he's pretty good. This motherfucker shot 16 threes, bro. What is wrong with NBA basketball these days? He went from 42, 18 rebounds, went absolutely crazy. I'm happy for him. Should never be shooting 16 threes, bro. Never. Not when the pick and roll lob dunk is there every single game. But Spurs minus 7, they about to smack the shit out of fucking Nets today, man. Nets without their 3 best guys here, not going to get many more wins. Coming off a huge win, letdown spot for the Nets. Spurs, they're laying 7 here on the road for a reason, man. I think Spurs smacked the shit out of the Nets here by double digits, like the Spurs here minus the 7, my guys. Let's go over to the streets of Houston in this one, man. Rockets laying 1 at the house versus the Wolves here. You look at the Rockets team, been absolutely balling. They balled out at the house, 11-3 straight up at the crib, man. You do have a 21-9 team here that are favored by 1 point versus the Minnesota Timberwolves here that are 15-14 on the season. Books are telling you that the Wolves are the better team in this particular spot. And they have revenge as well. And the Wolves and the Rockets basically kept the Wolves from getting to Vegas over there in the in-season tournament. Remember, that was a close game. I believe we took the Rockets in that game. They were balling out. All those in-season tournament games, NBA Cup games, they were going crazy for it. That game ended up going to overtime. They ended up winning that one by 6. I'm sure the Wolves remember that. Only bad thing for the Wolves here, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, is on the injury report with an illness. That's not good. The Wolves will need everyone to win this game, but this is a spot that no one's going to really look towards the Wolves. Even though they beat the Mavs on Christmas Day, people are going to rock with the Rockets at the house. This team is coming off a back-to-back easy game versus the Pelicans, but they are still at a little bit of a rest disadvantage. First game back at the house after a little 3-game road trip as well. It wasn't far flight from New Orleans, but the Wolves still have the rest advantage. I still think that the Wolves are going to ascend at some point and show that they're a top 3 team in the West. The Rockets are balling, but they're not a top 3 team in the West, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, that's just my opinion. You see what I'm saying? But I do think that as the season goes on, we will see the real teams really start to get there. So I know everyone loves the Rockets. I don't like them in this spot. I think Wolves plus the 1 is the right side in this particular game. If you don't think that's the case, you think that's the Rockets are the better team, then you could take them. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to listen to me. And like I say, Alexander Walker is huge for the Wolves. They're going to need everybody clicking here. The Rockets play some really great defense, but I do think the Wolves have an advantage down low on the boards and when it comes from 3-point, from just true shooting percentage as well. I think that the Wolves can guard both of these teams are great defensively. I think the Wolves have the edge offensively. They have an actual superstar player over there as well, Anthony Edwards. Rudy Gobert is going to own the boards. He's going to own Şengün down low. You're going to need Julius Randle to assert himself here as well. And then, like I say, they're going to need DiVincenzo, Naz Reid, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. All of those guys have to be huge off the bench. I do not think that the Wolves should be underdogs to the Houston Rockets here. I like the Wolves plus the 1 in this spot. Briefly, go to the streets of New Orleans. This team is ass. Don't ever bet the Pelicans. I never really have like a do not bet list or a fade list, or like where a team is like absolutely unbettable, because there's always spots for teams. The Nuggets, I mean, the Pelicans are on the list. Don't ever bet this team. It's not a real team right now. I don't even know why Zion would come back here. I don't know if they need to fire Willie Green or what, but no really need for me to talk about this Pelicans team. This is not a real NBA team. They have good players on the team. They just don't really care out there, man. They're playing like rec style type of basketball. So you watch the Rockets, an actual NBA team. I'm watching the Pelicans. They're out there playing rec basketball, not even really making running plays or like cutting to the basket. None of that shit, man. They're just kind of out there playing basketball, playing. They get paid to do this, so they're like, all right, I'll go out here and play. They're not trying to win, though. Don't ever bet on the New Orleans Pelicans. Grizzlies probably smoked them by double digits here. Grizzlies -9. Only way I could look here. Let's go over to the streets of Denver in this one. Nuggets getting 2.5 at the house. Line opened up at 1. I like the way it's going. I do think that the Cavs are the better team. Cavs beat them already earlier this season, 126-114, laying 3.5 at the house. Now they're the favorite on the road. I agree with it. I think that the Cavs are a very deep team. They're showing us that they're not messing around this year, guys. They're 9-1 straight up in their last 10 games, 7-3 against the spread. They're not fucking around whatsoever. I mean, they've shown that they can beat pretty much anybody. They're beating everybody. It doesn't fucking matter who they're lined up against. Celtics, whoever, Bucks, whoever. They're showing that they're the top. They're a top tip team. Now, Nuggets aren't usually underdogs at the house. I'll tell you that right now. I believe they're missing Aaron Gordon in this one. Murray's not looking the same. You make sure Jokic doesn't go for a 50-point triple-double, and that's the Cavs can win this game. And Mobley is going crazy this year. So when you have Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, then you add in Mobley that's going crazy like this, you still can't forget about Jared Allen. Can't forget about guys like Karis LeVert as well. This Cavs team is freaking scary right now. Without any injuries, I wouldn't bet against them. I actually saw a really nice little course, little seat that's right up under the basket for this game, man. It was like $280. I'm really starting to give it some thought. I don't want to support the Nuggets. If I buy a ticket to their home game, then I'm supporting them. I don't want to support the Nuggets, but I wouldn't mind going to go see Donovan Mitchell and Garland beat up on the Nuggets here, man. Really good price for that ticket as well, man. So I think the Cavs come in here and get the job done versus the Nuggets. I know they're coming off a loss. I know that they're underdogs at the house. Just think the Cavs match up really well with them and are a much better, more complete team offensively and defensively, in my opinion, man. I think Cavs -2.5 get the job done here. Let's go over to the streets of Phoenix in this one, man. Suns land a point at the house versus the Mavs. Would like to take Suns here. I do think that they can hang with the Mavs. They already beat them twice this year, so you do have double revenge spot for the Mavs. They're obviously going to be missing Luka. I think that they play better without Luka, fat ass out there. That's just me. I think they play a lot faster. People don't like Kyrie. He's the best player on the team, man. He's the most consistent player on the team as well. He's the one that really runs the offense. If you really watch the Mavs, watch them when they play with Luka. Watch when they play without him, man. I'm just saying. I believe they're 6-1 this year without Luka, man. So I mean, the facts are the facts. Mavs are a great team. They're probably better than the Suns, but the Suns have been taking too many losses here lately. They're due to come up only 3-7 against the spread last 10 games. This one, they only have to win, though. Be interesting to see if they just have the Mavs number this year and are able to beat them 3 straight times. I do heavily lean to the Suns -1. I kind of already looked at the games already. I do think that it is a great Suns spot. You just kind of worry about them kind of run out it, like for whatever reason, they can't really put together a total 4 quarters without their big 3. Booker's still out as well. So KD and Bill, if you focus in on KD and make sure he doesn't beat you by himself, you need the Suns role players to step up here, man. So I do think that Mavs have better role players here, but for some reason I feel like Suns -1 for eke out a win in this one, mainly because they were losing too many close games. You see them go out there and beat Denver. No one thought that they could beat the Nuggets. KD showed you I'm still that guy. I think the Suns -1 is the right side here, man. Last game up, Clippers land 4.5 at the house versus the Warriors in this one. They already said that Steph wasn't going to play these back-to-back games, and they have an NBA TV game tomorrow versus who they play. I think they played the Suns. Yeah, they play the Suns tomorrow on NBA TV. So that's why they're resting Steph tonight so he can play tomorrow on NBA TV. Something's going on with the Warriors. I don't know what it is. 3-7 straight up last 10 games. I was saying yesterday that this might be a spot to back them, but I was expecting Steph to play in this one and possibly sit the next one, but didn't realize it was NBA TV game. Whatever. I don't think the Warriors are as bad as they've been playing, but I do on one end, like I want to stay away from them for sure. But also, last game of the night, everyone knows that Steph is out, and no one's betting the Warriors here, so that is a scary spot here. So it's kind of crazy. I'm watching the last game. I'm like, bro, the Warriors might actually be ass now, right? Actually, might be trash. I'm like, for some reason, I don't really feel that way, and I want to back them the next game. And then they're facing the Clippers, and they have double revenge versus the Clippers as well. They've lost 5 straight meetings, so it's either the Clippers just own them, or the Warriors might really be ass now, man. So. For whatever reason, though, I don't want to back the Clippers here, though. I don't know why. I don't get the feeling that I want to back the Clippers. Clippers have been a surprise team this year. You see the way the Grizzlies been balling? They went into Memphis, beat them outright. You see the way the Mavs been balling? They went and they did smack them up without Luka as well. The Clippers aren't a bad team. It's just all about matchups with them, man. For whatever reason, they match up really well versus team like the Grizzlies. But then there's other teams that's just like an absolute horrible matchup against them, man. So I don't really know what to do with the Clippers, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a team that I need to watch a little bit more, kind of figure them out. That's one team that for whatever reason, I never know which version of the Clippers I'm going to get, man. But I do know for this game tonight, all the money is going to be on the Clippers. No one's going to bet the Warriors. It's the last game of the night. Don't be surprised if you see some fishy stuff for this, or Warriors mess around, get a bunch of the calls. They rally around. Y'all know how it is. Star player out. Most of the times what happened lately, you probably want to take that team that all the money is coming against, man. So those are the looks on today's card, man. The only way that I can look, this would be my play for every single game: Knicks, Pacers, Spurs, Wolves, Grizzlies, Cavs, Suns. I don't know, Warriors, Clippers, man. I'm off that one for sure, man. But I hope y'all have a great day, man. Whatever you guys are betting, best of luck. Just understand that the NBA is like more wonky than ever. So just keep that in mind when you're betting. Never bet more than you can afford to lose, man. Stay calculated out there, no matter what you're betting. Bowl games, NFL, whatever you guys are betting, man. I hope y'all have a great day, great weekend. I'm out.